Os. Welcome UNLV students to the Shotokan Karate Studies program. By now you should know you've already warmed up, you've gotten the warm-up that you feel your body needs, you're adequate for starting the program this morning. So let's go ahead and get started with our typical, quick, general warm-up. Ready? And Hajime. Ichi. Ni. San. Yon. Go. Alright, warmed up good there. Let's turn to the side, bring our heels to our glutes. Good, alright. Let's go ahead and do some high knees as well. Get my workout recorded. Here we go. High knees. You can do this slow, just like I'm doing. Again, just bringing your knees up. You can do it fast if you feel like kind of bouncing a little bit, working your calves a little bit. Or if you want to go slow, go slow. And yame. All right, let's come up on our toes, stretching out our calves. And yame. Very good. All right, let's go ahead and do some body hip twists. And yame. Good. Arm up across the side, stretching out our shoulder. Good, other side. Again, don't hold these too long. Just doing dynamic stretches here. Nothing too static, nothing being held for too long. Switching over. Other side. Good. Feet just widen shoulder width. Go down, touch the floor. Go to the right. Back to center. Go to the left. Back to center. All right, make that a little wider. We're gonna go down to the right, turning up on our left heel, stretching out our hamstring. Good, now we're gonna turn to the left in a long front stance. Pushing on the quad here, pushing the knee over the toe. And down to a runner stand, or a runner stretch. Good. Back up. All right, we're gonna do everything to the other side now. Leaning to the left onto the right heel. Toes pointed up. Stretching out your hamstring. All right, let's rotate that all the way around. Good front stance, long, deep, pushing on the quad, pushing the knee out over the toe, getting a good stretch. Transition that into a runner stretch. And come back to center, come back standing. Good. Turn around, fix your gi. Back to me. Yoi. Subirachi. Break. Yoi. Seiza. Dojo-kun. 一つ、人格完成に人を盛ること。一つ、誠の道を守ること。一つと力の精神を養うこと。一つ、礼儀を重んずること。一つ、景気の湯を戒めること。Ready? That's it. よい。しばらくち。Ready? よい。So today's class is an intermediate class. And in today's class we're going to focus on an intermediate kata, Heian Yondan. Alright, so we're not just going to go through the kata, we're actually going to break it down into some good bunkai. And the kata, the bunkai that we're breaking it down into, so I'm not sure if we've covered this in the past, but there are three types of bunkai. Right, there's amote, right, which is surface level bunkai, which is basically what you see is what you get style of bunkai. So whenever you see a block, it is that block. Whenever you see a strike, it is typically that's what it is. All right. So there's also ura, which is hidden or behind. All right. So that's just like a ura mawashi ge, where the mawashi ge is a round kick that comes up but then strikes the back. Right. So it's just a little flip in the back. Ura meaning behind. All right. And then there's hanto. All right. So hanto is real. It's true. So what we're going to look at today would be the amote. And some ura, all right? So it depends. All bunkai is really just an interpretation, right? There is no right or wrong as far as bunkai is concerned whenever you're breaking it down for a kata, all right? So whenever you're doing kata, you kind of get a feel for what's happening within that kata, all right? So what I'm showing you today is my interpretation of how I would break down Heian Yondan into what would be the bunkai for it. And most of what we're going to cover today is amote. But there is some ura that you'll cover that we'll see, and I'll kind of tell you and show you when that is occurring as far as the kata is concerned. All right, so I have pretty much broken down the entire kata. All right, so we'll be able to kind of look at each section of the kata and kind of break it down into potentially what it could be in the real world, and not it just being slowly going through the motions and trying to understand what the sections of the kata are so that you're learning it, right? So whenever you learn the kata, you stand and you say, okay, you're starting here, and you switch and you go here, and you come up and a block, and then you stand and you're kicking someone over to the side, and then you're kicking someone over to this side, right? So it's not really, I know a lot of how I tend to teach kata is in that format of, all right, so now someone is coming from the front and you're going to block a kick, and then you're going to strike them, all right? So I want to get away from that, all right, for the bunkai portion and what I'm trying to teach, just so you're kind of aware of how things can be different from maybe how you're viewing it, or the interpretation can be slightly different than how you learn the kata. So for instance, coming down here for a jujiuke block, that could be blocking a kick, right? It could also be blocking a punch and grabbing a hold of an arm and then striking in here, right? So there's a lot of interpretation, all right? And again, no right or wrong, this is just my interpretation of how I tend to break down Heian Yondan, and again, how maybe you could break it down, or maybe you're seeing something else as you go through the kata. All right, so that's it. Again, this is an intermediate class, so let's go ahead and do the kata, right? Because this is a kata that you should be familiar with at this point. Intermediate classes, you're looking at green belt, blue belt, purple belt, all right? So you should know this kata pretty well at this point. All right, so let's go ahead and perform Heian Yondan. We're going to perform it twice, all right? We're going to perform it slow, and then we're going to perform it at a normal speed, and then we're going to head and start with the breakdown of the bunkai for it. Okay, so together here, a little bit slower. I'm not going to call out numbers. You're an intermediate student, so you don't need me to count this one out. Again, you're going to go at your own pace, but let's go at a slower pace than would be a normal. Okay, ready? We'll go through protocol together. Yo Dutch. Let's do Dutch. Ready? Yo. And now it's Kata. Heian Yondan. Your own speed and pace, somewhat slow. Hajime. Give you a little bit more time. I went a little faster than I should have there. And Yame. All right, very good. So hopefully you took my advice, my instruction, and actually went through that a little bit slow. I went through it a little bit faster than I wanted to there. So this time we're going to go pretty much the same speed. You should be speeding up just slightly for what I would call a competition pace. All right. So whatever you would do to demonstrate this kata for someone else, for your sensei, or for a competition. All right, ready? This time, go through protocol on your own, okay? Everything for this one is going to be your own speed and pace, just like you would do for a demonstration, for a competition, for your sensei. So everything from protocol on, okay? Ready? Hajime. Heian Yondan. And Yame, very good. All right, so there's the kata. You perform the kata, you're familiar with the kata, you feel pretty good about it, right? So let's start to break it down. All right, the beginning of the kata, we start off with this window pane block. 1, and then we turn for 2, okay? For the bunkai, we're not going to turn, right? We're facing one opponent, right? One opponent is coming towards us with an oizuki Gaikazuki combination. All right, so they're here, they're going 1, 2. Oizuki, Gaikazuki combination. Your response, right? Again, they're coming straight to you, right? So I don't want you to feel like you have to be at your side, because that's how the kata starts, and then you move to the side. You can be facing your opponent. As your opponent steps in with that oizuki punch, you're stepping back in your back stance, blocking the punch here. As the Gaikazuki comes in, you're going to slap it down and away. As you come back up, striking your opponent along the face. All right, hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so again, as your attacker, I'm standing here, I'm punching, that gets blocked. Right, with your vertical arm here. Now I'm going to punch Gaikazuki, gets slapped down and away. as you now step in, striking here, right? As you come up this way, right? So you're striking here, right through this side of the face of your opponent. All right, think about it. Let's go through it a couple times, okay? Go through slow. So I'm gonna face this direction just to give you a different view. So again, your opponent is coming towards you. Let me step up here. Your opponent's coming towards you with that Oizuki punch. Block here. Gaikuzuki comes in. Stepping forward, moving it down out of your way as you come up and strike your opponent. Hand up here again because this hand is now free. Right? They've punched here, got blocked out to the side. This one got blocked and moved in and swept this way. You're moving in right here. Okay, you're kind of stepping in between my legs here, and this gets blocked and striking here. But this leaves this arm open for your attacker that they could do something up here. They could swing this arm, they could try to come around with the punch, which is why you're stepping here and here. Strike, this hand up, blocking your face. Strike, this hand could be catching something, right? Or just defending in general, okay? Let's look at it again. I'll go from another angle. So do this with me if you can. Ready? You're standing. Your opponent comes in, Oizuki, Gaikuzuki, slap. All right? Look down at your feet. Are you in a back stance? Okay? Are you doing the actual move from the beginning of the kata? Beginning of the kata, you're standing here and you drop into a back stance, moving your hands up. All right? Here, we're doing the same thing. Your opponent is attacking, we're stepping back into that back stance, striking that Gaikuzuki down, and striking up. All right? So this is an emote type of bunkai as well as an ura. All right? For a couple of reasons. Number one, we're not turning. Okay, so it's not what you see is what you get. It's not this and then this, right? So in a way it's ura, which is the hidden or the behind, meaning, so again, we're coming, blocking here, our hands still come down, right? Because when we're here, we come down to turn, okay? Here, we blocked, sweep that Gaikuzuki down and away as you step in and strike. Still in your back stance. Still doing this window pane style block, but turning it into a strike. Okay? So again, as your opponent, I'm stepping Gaikuzuki blocked, or sorry, Oizuki blocked, Gaikuzuki gets swept away and down to the side as you then step in, striking me here. Okay? So your opponent's only making one step. Okay? They see you, you're standing there, they're going 1, 2. Okay? Blocked, deflected, struck. All right, let's look at it again as the defense. You're here, block, deflect, strike. Okay? Let's try it 3 more times. I'm going to go to the front, side, and side, and then we'll move on to the next section. All right, so again, we're here. Your opponent comes in, Oizuki, Gaikuzuki, strike. And back to center. All right, let's go in this direction. Your opponent is moving towards you, Oizuki, Gaikuzuki. Okay, good. All right, let's go ahead from this side. Ready? Your opponent comes in, Oizuki, blocked, strike down, Gaikuzuki, block, and strike. Okay, very good. Yame. All right, so that is my interpretation of what could be the beginning of Heian Yondan. All right, the next section that you go into, so after you've done your second set here, you come down and do this Juji Uke, and then a Muroto Uke. All right, and the key there being ukes. All right, in the kata, they're both ukes, they're both blocks. All right, so instead of it being 2 blocks, let's make it a block and a counter. Okay, so again, your opponent is coming at you, but they're coming at you with Gaikuzuki punch. So they're stepping, okay, punch. All right, so as that punch comes to you, you're going to grab and deflect, striking down here. Keep a hold of the arm with your left hand. stepping up and pulling them at the same time into a strike to the temple, or the side of the face, the jawline, all right? All this being wide open, okay? That's what's happening. So again, your opponent is here, blocked, held, as you pull them to you, and then strike the side of their head, all right? I assume this could work very easily, again, with Oizuki as well, because as they punch here, the deflection happens, the grab, the pull, as you step into and strike up. But this arm is kind of in the way a little bit for you to do that strike, because it has to come up and around, especially when you're holding the arm, okay? But it could work for a Gaikuzuki or an Oizuki punch, all right? The point being, as they come to you, you're grabbing the arm, striking and bringing it down, and then striking. Again, key, am I in a back stance? Yes. All right. From the kata, you stand and you move into Zenkudu Sudachi front stance, and then you step into Maroto Uke back stance. All right. So again, as they're coming to you, you are grabbing, strike, front stance, pull them to you with this hand, kind of a hikite hand, and strike. Side of the face, temple, jawline. All right, it's a very powerful technique. I mean, I have my bag there, but you can't really see it. But again, just striking that way as you pull someone to you. Number one, the pull multiplies that power, right? You multiply the power that's moving toward you and toward your opponent. This, drawing them in, pulling them closer, and striking, besides just this, pulling them into it as well, okay? So it's a multiplier, all right, is what's happening there. All right, so let's try this a couple times. If you have a partner, invaluable, outstanding, please use that partner. And look at this, and try it with Gaikuzuki and try it with Oizuki. All right, you're standing here again, front. This is how Bunkai works. It is not in a stance. We're not ready. This is not kumite, right? This is Bunkai. This is a self-defense. So you're standing here, you see that punch coming, grabbing, deflecting, striking down. All right, let's turn to the side. We're gonna try this all three angles again. As they come this way to me, I'm grabbing. Check your stances. Make sure you're in that back stance when you move in for that strike. Pulling their arm to you, to your body and closer. Pulling them in closer to you. All right, maintain control. The closer they are to you, the more difficult it is for them to wind up punches. The more difficult it is for them to kick. When you control their body and their arms, you can take them out faster. You can escape faster. You get moves in quicker. You get techniques in quicker. Right, so it's more efficient. All right, so let's try again from this side. So again, they move in, grab. Okay, down to your partner if you have a partner. All right, let's try that 3 more times. To you, left and right. All right, so again, as you're here, deflection. Sorry. So again, deflection. Keep a hold of that arm. All right, as it comes to you, grab it, twisting it, turning it down, striking it if you want. Like you could strike their wrist, because as they punch, right, that Gaikuzuki punch, and you've deflected it, you could punch them here in the wrist, the arms, right? There's a lot of things that you can do in here, or you can just trap it, right? Here, trap it, keep it down so they can't lift it up, right? There's a trap, as then you move in for that strike to their temple. All right, let's go to this side. Again, deflection. Okay. All right, and again. Good. All right, and remember to relax after each technique. Right, don't stay so tense throughout. Right, relax. Okay, so you see the move coming. It's a grab. Relax. Stepping forward. Relax. Come back to center, and you're ready for the next technique, okay? All right, so what's next in the kata? This side kick, right? This side kick. So you do your Muroto Uke, and you stand, and you're kind of throwing your hand out to the side at the same time that you kick. And I get this a lot from students. Why are you throwing your hand out there at the same time that you're kicking? That makes no sense. Well, it does. Let's say someone is throwing a Jodan level Oizuki punch. All right, so they're coming at you there with that punch. All right, what you're doing is deflecting with this hand and then countering with that kick. I am going to roll my bag in here real quick. All right, just for this one thing. All right, so again, they're throwing this Jodan level Oizuki punch. All right, what you're doing, you're standing, you see it coming, deflection, kick, elbow strike. Right? That's what happens in the kata, correct? You come to here, looking left, kick, strike. And then you come up and you go to the other side. Right, so it's just repeated left and right. But that makes sense, right? So as that Jodan level punch is coming to you, you're deflecting, kicking, and delivering that elbow strike. Okay? And again, for the kata, you, after the kick, the elbow comes and meets your hand here, which can be interpreted in several different ways, right? You can be grabbing and then striking. You can grab the back of their head, move it towards your elbow as you strike, or right, you could be moving around them and throwing your hand around their neck into a choke. So again, this is a little bit more Ura, all right? So it's very emoto on the surface, all right? It's very simple. There's a punch coming, block it, kick, and then the elbow strike. The Ura, or the hidden, could easily be, instead of an elbow strike, it is grabbing, wrapping around, right? So it looks like an elbow strike, but I'm grabbing and getting into a chokehold. Okay? So again, a lot of different options here, and again, like I said at the beginning, how you interpret kata may be different than how I interpret kata, but there's a lot of different interpretations and no one is wrong. Okay? So again, let's practice this a few times. I have my bag. If you don't have your bag, you can use the air. I'll use the air a couple times here as well. So I'll start facing you. Okay? So again, you see that Jodan level Oizuki punch coming. Grab, kick, elbow strike. Come back. Now to your partner if you have one. Move on to the next side. Okay? So again, we're going to go to this side. So again, Jodan Oizuki punch is coming. Okay? Everything looks the same as the kata, correct? Kick, stepping into Zengaku out your front stance, elbow strike. Okay, we're doing the same thing here. So again, we're here, the punch comes in, all right, elbow strike. All right, again, or instead of the elbow strike, you're coming around and wrapping them up in a good chokehold. Okay, your option. Okay, again, if you have a partner, work with this a little bit. See what feels right to you. Is it easier to just strike them in the chest with this elbow, pushing them back out of the way? Is it easier to go for their head, their chin, their nose, their jaw? Depends on where they're looking, where their head is. All right, it's an easy knockout. Or are you pushing them and wrapping around and getting them to a chokehold for control? Right? Lots of options there. Okay, let's try this one again 3 more times. Front, left, and right. Ready? So again, you see the punch coming. All right, this side. Ready? Good. Last time, I'm using the bag. Ready? try that one a little bit. I'm gonna try that one again. I was offline pretty good and I kind of stepped on my bag as I came down. So again, you're here. All right. All right, very good. All right, let's move on to the next section. So what do you do next, right? The next thing you're doing is this Shoto-uchi, strike, okay? And then a kick, and then a back fist, right? Again, I'm gonna come to you. So for this one, what's happening is a kick is coming, right? So a kick is coming straight to you, all right? And I am just simply blocking it and striking, okay? So the block is a gate on block, right? Again, you're facing, you've just performed your kick and your elbow strike here. Then the kick comes in from this direction, okay? So it's coming in from your side and you're turning, blocking, and striking. Next up is your kick, and then you land with that back fist. Okay, so your opponent, right, your attacker, is actually kicking and then punching. So they're here, kick, punch. That's what they're going for. That Maigeri, Oizuki. All right. So what I've done is block here. I see the Oizuki coming. Block, strike, grabbing the arm as it comes in. All right. So a lot of good control here. All right. Again, your attacker comes in, kick, punch. Okay, you're here, you're ready. You see the kick coming, block. Oizuki is coming in, grab, strike, kick, and then land that back fist. Okay, now a couple of Oda Bunkai here. Number one, you're so close at this distance, this might not be a front kick for you. This might be a hizageri, this might be a knee, right? So if someone has kicked and then punched, they're pretty close to me, okay? If they kick, and I blocked, and now the punch is coming, and I grab, strike, and pull them to me, my strike is going for either the neck or the face, okay? Here, this kick is pretty long, right? That's going beyond them. So you could be grabbing their head, knee, and then moving forward, pushing them back, striking down the bridge of their nose or their chin here, or their teeth. Okay, so all in this region right in here. All right, so again, think about that one. Let that one sink in for a second. Let's try it a couple times. I'm gonna go to the side, and then back to the front for you. So again, the side, you're ready, right? And you're not in a fighting stance particularly. I don't want you to get into that mode. I just want you to be, I'm not looking for a fight. If the fight comes to me, then I'm willing to defend myself, okay? The fight is coming to you. Here comes that kick, block, Oizuki, grab, uchi, knee, strike, all right? And again, that's exactly from the kata because we just landed this elbow strike where we then block, strike, kick, and land that back fist. All right, so it's exactly from the kata, same moves. All right, there's not a lot of ura here. The only ura might be a knee instead of a kick. Okay, and it's going to depend on distance from your opponent. And you can very easily, very quickly in your mind make that decision. Okay, so again, we're here, not looking for the fight. It comes to us, block, right? Do that again because I kind of stepped behind the bag, so I'll start it here. Not looking for the fight. And then you can step back, okay? All right, let's try that 3 more times. Towards you, side, side. Ready? Again, you're not looking for the fight, but you are in a somewhat fighting stance. Your hands are ready, okay? You see the kick coming, you're gonna step back a little, right? You don't wanna absorb all that kick. So the kick is coming, back, punch comes in, you grab it, all right, that knee comes up, or the kick comes up, you make that decision, okay? Change it up as you're practicing. Make it a knee every now and then, make it a kick every now and then.
Don't keep it the same because your distance may change with your opponent. All right, so again, we're here, not looking for the fight. And you step back, right? One more time from this side. I'll make sure I'm back far enough. Ready? Not looking for the fight. Okay, very good. All right, so let's move on to the next section. All right, so the next section you actually turn, all right? So we've done this, and we turn, and we do this kakiwaki block. All right, your hands come out to the sides. All right, so what this is actually a self-defense from a bear hug, or a tackle, an attempted tackle. So someone's coming in, do this, right, to wrap you up. All right, so as they come in, arms up to keep them from hugging you, and then bring your hands down on their arms. So if I'm coming into attack here, I'm stopped, and then your hands are coming down on my arms about here, bicep to elbow level. And then what are you doing? All right, we've stopped them, grabbed them. What's next? Front kick, knee zuki. Right? I don't know why I went into a cat stance there, but again, as they come to with that bear hug, you back stance, powerful as someone's coming to you, block out, down, knee or kick, depending on distance, punch, punch, right? That's how the kata works. Yes? Here, oizuki, gai, kazuki. All right? That's what we're doing. So, someone's coming in, block, down, 1, 2. Okay? That knee stops them, whether it's a knee to the groin, knee to the stomach, knee to the chest, knee to the head, whatever it is. Here, pulling down, it depends on what happens here. When you pull them down, do they come down like this, or do they try to pull away? All right? That's where the difference may come in, and your knee being to the groin, and then punch, punch, sternum, sternum, face, chest. All right, however you decide, again, whatever the situation happens to be with your opponent and where they're standing. Okay, so again, if they're here, block, down, punch, punch. Okay. Again, that's very surface level. Again, that's very emote as far as the bunkai is concerned. All right, not a lot of there, except if you're just converting that knee or that kick to a knee. All right, that's really the only difference. So let's try this one a couple times. All right, straight to you. Again, you're not looking for the fight. It comes to you. Okay, and this happens twice in the kata. So if you want to try both sides, work both sides. All right. For time purposes, we're just going to work the one, so I'm going to go to this side. Ready? Again, you're not looking for the fight, it comes to you. All right, let's go to this side. Ready? And okay, good. All right, let's go 3 more times before we wrap this up. Okay, so again, you're not looking for the fight comes to you. Good. This side. All right, one more time. Very good. All right, hopefully you're doing all of this with me and not just watching me do it. Hopefully you're doing this as a class, and every time I do it, you're doing it right along there with me, okay? So, now we're approaching the end of the kata, correct? The end of the kata, you're doing these Maroto ukes. So after you land that one kick, Gaikazuki, Oizuki, or Oizuki, Gaikazuki, you turn, 1, 2, 3, Hizageri, turn, Shuto uke, Shuto uke. All right, so we're going to break down that little section there. And it's not everything. All right, we're not doing 3 Moroto ukes and 2 Shuto ukes. All right, this is, all right, as a gate-on block or gate-on punch is coming in, so someone's trying to punch you in the stomach, right? You're on this side. You are deflecting and bringing that strike to them, okay? And then your knee comes in, okay? Knee, step down behind their leg, Shuto, right? Drops them to the floor. The Shuto is a grab and turn trip across your leg. All right, I can try to demonstrate with this bag. So again, they're coming at you with a gate-on punch, blocked, okay? Hizagiri, lands behind, grab the body, flipping, which looks like a Shutouke. Turn. All right? And that's what you're doing. You're flipping them across your leg, landing them on the floor. All right, so again, let's look at it. As it comes in, all right, so the key is making sure that your right leg, after that knee, goes around and lands behind their front leg. All right, so let's look at it as the opponent. Okay, so as your opponent, I'm coming in with the stomach punch. It gets blocked. You move in and around this arm with that Moroto Uke and that Uchi, right, strike to my face, grabbing me, knee, your knee comes in, lands behind this, you grab my body and flip me forward and around. All right, and it can work with either stance as your opponent. All right, so as your opponent, I'm going to come forward with that same punch, low to your stomach, Moroto Uke blocks it, the knee comes in, okay? Your foot then comes down and lands here, and then you flip me around your leg. All right? So think about it carefully. If you have a partner, work with your partner because it will work beautifully with a partner. You'll see this come together like one of those 3D magic eyes. And you finally get your eyes crossed just right, you think, oh, there's the picture, there it is. If you have a partner and you're able to do this, you'll see the picture, okay? So again, you see that gate-on level punch coming in, block, knee, land, and turn. Okay? Again, just like the kata suggests, right? We're doing that Moroto Uke, Hizagiri, turn, turn. Okay? But we're not doing those last 2 Shuto Ukes. Instead, it's a throw, but you end up in that back stance and you end up with someone on the floor. All right? So again, facing you. All right? Let's go this direction. So again, not looking for the fight, the gate-on comes in. All right? Okay, let's go in this direction. So again, punch comes in, you're not looking for the fight. Throwing them across this leg. All right? All right, let's go 3 more times. Forward, left, right. Ready? Do this with me. All right, not looking for the fight. And gate on. Good. To this side. Ready? Good. Now I didn't do it there, but make sure your foot lands before you make the turn. If your foot's knocked down, you're not going to trip them over a foot that's floating in the air, right? So make sure that foot is planted well behind their body so that you can execute the throw. Okay? Again on this side, ready? Okay? Throwing them across your body. It's that hip movement that looks like a Shutouke, except you're throwing them across your body. They'll probably land right about here. Okay? All right. So that is the Bunkai, in my opinion, for Heian Yondan. From beginning to end, that's pretty much breaking down every set of Kihon techniques into something that's workable into a self-defense situation. okay? So we're gonna do more of these in the future. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. We're really getting more of a breakdown, which I feel helps, right? So whenever you're actually doing the kata, maybe you kind of think about that bunkai a little bit and you think, okay, here's what I'm doing. I'm blocking, grabbing that arm, so I throw that side kick and that elbow strike, right? You kind of think about it a little bit more instead of just going through the motions of side kick, elbow strike, stand, look, side kick, elbow strike, shuto uchi. You kind of get into it a little bit more when you actually think about the fight that's happening, right? More mushin, more of no mind, where you're not thinking about everything happening around you, the camera, the mirrors, right? Anybody watching. The only thing you're thinking about is performing this kata or the fight.